Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It is October 2024. I'm on the way to Raging Bull Harley Davidson in Durham, North Carolina for our monthly HOG meeting. I do want to thank everyone who reached out, family and friends, wanting to know how we came out with the hurricane. I live in north central part of North Carolina, just south of Roxboro, not far from the Virginia state line. We came out really well with the hurricane. Now, there was some minor flooding in Roxboro, but the western part of the state of North Carolina was devastated, absolutely devastated. So we need to keep the folks in that part of the state in our prayers. I know I lived on the Texas Gulf Coast for 20 years, lived through Hurricane Ike on the Bolivar Peninsula, and I can tell you it takes a very long time when you have that kind of destruction. I know with Hurricane Ike, we went from 6,600 homes on the Bolivar Peninsula to 1,400 homes, literally overnight. And yeah, so it's devastating, but I know in our case in Texas, people came from all over America to help, and I know they're doing the same thing with the parts of the country that was devastated with this most recent hurricane. And I can't tell you how meaningful that is. It really helps with the grieving process, because even if they don't lose family members or friends through death, you know, just losing your home, things in your home that have sentimental value. And then there have been numerous families that lost family members and friends to death, so we especially need to pray for them. But we came out fine here. As I mentioned, I'm on the way to the Harley Owners Group meeting. And I want to know, I know I've asked this question before, I think in videos, but are you part of a riding group, a riding club? Are you a part of a actual official motorcycle club? Are you a part of a motorcycle ministry where you ride with other people? I know for a very long time, I would just have a riding buddy, and we would get together on our days off and ride. It wasn't until the year 2000 I actually started doing group riding, and there's more to it than just the riding with a group. You really bond with the people. I mean, you really develop a brotherhood and a sisterhood. I know the biker community I was part of back in Southeast Texas, I mean, they're still my family. When I go back to Texas, I visit my natural family, but I also visit my biker family when I'm there. It's amazing how you bond when you spend time out riding and eating and having fellowship, helping each other when your bike won't crank, and all those kinds of things, which I've already experienced that in North Carolina. A while back I was at the Indian dealership. I was at the Harley dealership. I was at Raging Bull, still had my Indian, and my Indian wouldn't crank. And one of my buddies was there with me, and you know, he brought me home. We got my trailer, went back. He helped me load my bike up on the trailer, and I was able to get it to the Indian dealership. And it ended up being just a loose connection at the starter, but you know, it was nice having someone there that was, you know, willing to drive me home to get my truck and trailer. So again, I would like to know if you're part of a group. What type of group is it, if you don't mind saying? I mean, there are, as many of you know, a variety. There's the really dedicated motorcycle clubs with their own traditions and protocol and culture. And then there's riding groups, riding clubs, motorcycle, as I said, motorcycle ministries. We started a motorcycle ministry in Southeast Texas called Redeemed Disciples. We started that ministry just over 4 years ago, and it's still going strong. Of course, like with any group, some people in time become inactive or less active, but it's still a very strong group there in Southeast Texas. I have patched in a few people in other parts of the United States, but that's the only official chapter that we have. Of course, I'd love to start a chapter here in North Carolina. I have had some people here in North Carolina show some interest, but no one has joined yet. I haven't patched anyone in yet. I know somebody in Virginia that is also interested. Would love to start other chapters in other places. I mean, that even adds to the dimension of brotherhood. When you have a love for bikes and a love for God, and you're all riding together and praying for folks and doing the things we do in motorcycle ministry. So I'm looking forward to the HOG meeting today. If you follow my channel, you may know that I went back to Harley Davidson about 4.5 months ago. I love Indy and I love Harley. I hope one day to have both, but for the last few years I've just gone back and forth. I'm still very active in the Indian Riders group out of Raleigh, but the HOG chapter out of Durham, I have ridden with them a couple of times so far, and I've been to a couple of chapter meetings. And so I'm looking forward to the meeting today. They normally go on a little lunch ride following the meeting. I know last month we went up to Danville, Virginia, and had lunch after the HOG meeting. And I can't go too far today though. I've got my son riding with me. He rides with me a lot, and he works this afternoon. He works at Homestead Steakhouse in Timberlake, North Carolina. They have delicious food there. I pastor in Timberlake at the Helena Methodist Church. Church starts at 11 o'clock. If you're ever in this part of the country, we'd love to have you come and worship God with us. I always like to point out for some reason on my videos that with my camera mounted to the chin of my full-face helmet, it looks like I am looking through the windshield. I'm not, I'm looking over it. I'll be at the dealership early, as always. I hate being late, so I'm often very early, especially if it's a motorcycle dealership. I'll show up an hour early and visit, look at motorcycles, and do the things you do at the dealership. So stay tuned, and you'll find out if we go eat lunch today and where we may decide to go. And again, I want to know, if you're part of a group, be sure and comment. I'd like to know what group you ride with. If you're not, I would urge you to consider joining some kind of a riding group. I'm telling you, it is a blessing. The folks in the group will certainly become your family. Well, we made it to Raging Bull Harley Davidson, and they must have had a stunt show here recently. Check out all the burnout marks. I would have liked to have seen that. But I think I'll go inside and check out the inventory. Not that I'm in the market anytime soon, but it's always fun to look. Well, we had a good meeting at the dealership, and we rode to Danville, Virginia. We're at Uncle Al's, and today the Batwings outnumber the Shark Noses. That's not always the case. The road glides are becoming more and more popular. 3 Batwings, 1 Shark Nose, and I don't know how we describe this one. I said we got 1 Shark Nose, 3 Batwings, and and this one. No, I've had 1 Goldwing. They're great bikes. But you own a Harley too. 2 Harleys. 2 Harleys and
2 Goldwings.
2 Goldwings. So.
I said they're all old. Well, the Harley is, 1 Harley is a 210 Ultra, and the other one, the one I drive most, is Heritage.
What year model is the Heritage?
03 anniversary.
Oh, 3, okay. But the great thing about Harleys, the older they get, the cooler they are.
Yeah.
The other brands, they just become old motorcycles. Look at that's some flames going on that one. Then what year model is yours? I know, is it 12? Yeah, so that's... Two generations of fairings. Yeah, I had an 05 that had that fairing on it, 05 road glides. So now we get to eat. And then I've got to get my son back home to get to work. So the food was very good at Uncle Al's hot dog place here in Danville, Virginia. I can't go to Danville without stopping by the Harley dealership, so we came over to Thunder Road Harley Davidson here in Danville. You see we have a number of activities going on here, and we're going to hang out here for just a little bit, and then we're going to head back to Timberlake. So had a great day today, but remember, if you like to ride as much as you can, because one day we're all going to be too old to ride.